Praise the Lord, Alkali's in the kitchen. Praise the Lord, Alkali's in the kitchen. Praise the Lord, Alkali is in the kitchen, and there's no kale here.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Cooking with Alkali. Here's your host, Alkali Bismuth, and more gears.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, man.
You have to make noise. You shattered the glass. You shattered my ass.
2 shots of vodka.
We are cooking actually a weird Christmas one that I did. I love this one because the very first time I did it, smoked through the whole house.
Ooh.
So this
So
is...
you didn't burn it in?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
It's just burnt sugar.
Just burnt sugar.
You're burnt sugar.
Smoke weed every day.
This is going to be creme brulee French toast.
Oh, I like things burnt.
Well, we're going to actually try to not burn it this time.
Okay.
So the original recipe, and you've seen this recipe online before, usually calls for the creme brulee part, the burnt sugar to be on the bottom. Now that's good, don't get me wrong, I do love that, torched and everything. But if you put it between some bread and make one giant piece of French toast, you're right, you don't get the caramelization, but the egg custard browns nicely, you get a really nice crisp on the toast, you can still do everything, you're missing one ingredient for something that I feel is a far better end product. So we're gonna make the Dragget Show Creme Brulee French Toast, the longest title ever, and possibly the gayest.
So you're saying that we have to stuff the bread?
We're gonna stuff it.
Okay, let's stuff this bread. Let's do this.
Start off with, and by the way, if you're on a diet, this is the recipe for you.
Hey, handsome. Is there room in there for 2?
You wish.
We're gonna start with 10 eggs. And, you know...
Is 10 eggs enough?
I don't think 10 eggs is enough, because that's too many yolks. No, that's too much whites to the yolk, so we're gonna add in...
Did you say too many yolks?
Too many yolks! 4 more of the yolks.
So we're doing that in order because you want more of a custard instead of more of a...
Exactly,
Okay.
We're trying to make this nice and thick.
Right, sure.
Now, Mohr, if you would start that,
Sure,
get
absolutely,
that going just a little bit. And while it's being mixed, we're gonna add in, oh God, like I said, healthy recipe, 4 cups of whole milk.
Oh, jeez.
And just throw it all over the place.
I can't keep...
This bowl is not big enough. This bowl isn't big enough for
Oh
the 2.
no!
No! Oh no! Oh no!
Pep, get a bigger bowl.
Anyways.
We're
We're doing a lot.
Do it live.
Oh God, this is gonna...
do you need more bowl?
Use more of a upwards motion. Stir up more. Stir up. More. Stir up. Oh, that is my shot glass. Okay, give me that.
I'm helping!
You are helping.
Cat rules.
So, now that we have a frothy mess, proper bowl size is important when making a new dish. To that, we're going to give this one body now. So what do you do to give a custard body?
You throw me in it?
We don't want to cook the eggs.
Oh, okay.
That body is too hot. Too hot.
Alright, it's too hot.
We're going to add an entire cup of heavy whipping cream because this is diet creme brulee French toast. That's right. Do not put that in the title. So we're just doing this to once again give it a little bit of body. So this is stirring up. I'm just throwing. And don't get me wrong.
Oh, no, I knew what you meant.
Oh, thanks. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you understood my instructions.
I did. I understood you fine. I just didn't agree.
If you knock this off the counter, did you do? We have here a special treat. A friend of mine sent this to me, Madagascar vanilla beans. We are going to take 2 no, not grated. More. No, that's for later.
Oh, we don't do it this way.
No, this is for sexy time. But that.
Oh, okay.
So, back up just a little bit. I'll bet you the knife that we needed got used.
Oh no!
Yeah, I washed it though.
No, it's actually not the knife.
Oh, okay, I did wash it though.
I own a small one.
Cat knows how to clean and break.
This is a vanilla bean. This is a vanilla pod. Do not eat it.
Actually, I want to eat it. It's actually This smells very nice. I do want to eat that.
So these are a little weird. I'm not going to do this right. This is actually very hard to do, but you will get used to it with time. I've also been holding on to these for a little bit. So Zan, why don't you come in and I'll show you how to dissect a vanilla bean. Come on in here for this.
Yep, I got to zoom. This camera's very good.
I understand. So what you're going to do is you're going to hold it by one end and try not to cut through the whole thing, but you are going to make a cut along the top like you're opening up entrails. Just slice it all the way down. And when you get too close to the end, you take your blade, turn it the opposite way because you don't want to cut it. All you need to do is break apart at the seam you just made, which I can't find. It is gone now.
I can see it.
I can't.
I can see it. Cat can help.
Cat can help. Go cat eyes.
I got cat eyes.
Go do it if you can get it open either way.
I can do either. It's open.
There, that's it. That's all I need. Okay, so now take the flat. No, Zan can see it. Take the flat of the blade and rub it up. That is pure vanilla.
Okay. Bean surgery.
Bean surgery. Go both ways.
Okay, that's cool.
Pure vanilla.
That's awesome.
Beans are an excellent source of protein. I love beans. Dig-a-doo.
All right, now we've got the pure vanilla bean in there. That's gonna. I'm telling you right now, that's gonna really shine through. But that's not quite enough vanilla, so we're still gonna put in 2 tablespoons. Whisk that. Keep that moving.
I feel like that we're making my favorite type of ice cream, which is vanilla bean ice cream with caramel.
Yeah.
It's kind of really cool.
Well, then you're gonna love this next ingredient.
Whoa,
so that was 2 teaspoons. I think I said tablespoons. That was 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract.
Okay.
And now 4 tablespoons of dark rum. I'm using a black strap rum.
Oh, that smells really good.
Oh, a black strap rum.
That smells really good.
If any of you, I think I put away the bottle. Yep. If any of you are aware of it, I have made the perfect rum and coke. We call it the perfect rum and coke here on the Dragget Show, and all that is Curzon black strap rum with Coke or Coke Zero, and that is because a black strap rum is rum with the molasses added back in. French toast, it's got the syrup coming in. That's why I always use the black strap rum for this. And the final thing,
salt.
Yep.
I got salt.
Salt just makes it sweeter. I don't understand either. Salt just makes it sweeter.
I can tell you why.
I don't want to go into the whole science time. Here we are.
Well, salt. So the number one ingredients for anything you put in food in general, salt will bring it out because you can't actually taste like the cinnamons and things that you put into. The salt's actually attaching itself to those things you put into it, and then you can taste what you actually put in. But if you add too much salt, it just tastes like salt.
Indubitably.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mohr. That was actually perfect.
Well, dumb down a little bit. It's good enough.
And finally, now this one, we use the sexport. We're just going to grate in. This for raccoons.
Okay.
We're just going to grate in, without destroying your fingers, some fresh grated nutmeg. Fresh grated nutmeg adds more to this than you could possibly imagine. Nutmeg goes so well in so many dishes. I use nutmeg in pork. I've used it on steak to varying degrees, but nutmeg is just one of those ingredients that you can have a lot of fun with. And then blood. Blood from my hand is obviously on the menu as well.
Yes.
Oh. I didn't know we were getting DNA in here today.
Oh yeah, no, just grate your fingers. I highly recommend destroying your body for your cooking, and then
smoke.
I don't hate that idea actually, because food usually tastes better when you do that.
I agree. It tastes saltier.
A little bit of tears.
You blading for your art now?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Now it's like an eggnog, caramel, rum, vanilla bean. I want this in everything.
This is a base to custard. Now, if you're making a true custard, you do this totally differently. But again, we're going to be putting this in the oven. We're going to want the bread to soak it in. So we did need more liquid in this than you would put in a traditional custard. And that's our base.
Nice. Okay.
Now, let's get all of this into 8 pieces of bread.
Wait.
Oh boy.
How do we do that?
You dump more of it when Mohr mixes it.
You just dump it all over the counter, and then there's significantly less.
This is the part where I start. Okay. So, do we have that?
Not yet. We're going to be right back, possibly wearing different shirts. We forgot to change shirts.
We did.
That was like a whole gag plan, and then we realized that brown sugar is sweet.
Yeah.
You want a pixie stick?
My mom says those turn you into a whore.
Probably.
We're gonna build.
Okay. Let's do it.
We are idiots. we're building the middle next. Now, for this one, I'm using a piping bag. Do you need to use this? No. Do you need to use the vanilla beans? No. Do you need to rake this recipe? No. You could be healthy. Yes.
So you were piping to stuff, yes?
Correct.
Does that not remind you of something?
Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree. The Christmas tree got laid last night.
Ooh. All right, back
It's
to the
tapered. Okay. So we have, this is by far the most diet ingredient, an entire stick of melted butter. So, I mean, that is, to me, the epitome of Christmas, an entire stick of melted butter. And
what else is in there?
This is just the butter.
Wait,
That's all.
is that butter yellow?
Excuse me. Oh, my soul. No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God.
Okay. I'm learning something today.
So we just throw the butter in and more, if you would, without getting it all over the house. I have found custard in my bedroom at this point. Zanny told me it was custard, and obviously I would believe them with whatever they say regarding custard, which, because they have custardy. You have to understand that once you have custardy...
I thought it was a lotion I left in there for you.
Custard
that explains
E.
a lot.
I would not be able to inject that. I hope.
Okay, so that's gonna get mixed oh so nicely. And to that, as you're mixing it, we're gonna add, I don't know, I kinda wanna do a handful of syrup. I really kinda wanna do a handful of syrup.
Yeah.
It's not the smartest thing. We're gonna add, this is about a tablespoon of maple syrup.
I want that syrup. That's the good shit right there.
About a tablespoon. Now, again, we're just trying to get a little bit of the flavor in there. This is pure maple syrup from the great north of Kirkland. So Costco maple syrup, which honestly has a really nice earthy flavor, and I genuinely love it. I could go fucking corporate America, I guess.
It's
The
fine.
land of Kirk, from Kirkland.
If it was coming out all syrupy and not runny, I would be upset with you.
Yeah, agree. All right. That's it.
That looks
So
pretty
this
good
is
to me.
this is what you're looking for. So it's just a nice,
Yep.
viscous, you know, kind of like, remember when you were playing in the sandbox when you were a kid and you just started urinating, but you didn't want anyone to know you pissed in the sandbox because you're a cat? So you were just like, if I make a sand castle out of this, then all the piss people can live there.
Yeah.
That's what this should look like.
Yeah. The difference is that this just looks like my entire state. Just the whole state is my litter box.
Brown, I'm never visiting.
But how?
I definitely didn't forget where you lived there for a second.
I didn't.
Definitely didn't happen.
I don't have enough people to clean up all my urine.
Obviously, that's the case.
Okay.
I keep getting
I need more help.
letters for cleaning up your urine.
Yes. Mm-hmm. In the desert, which is my litter box.
Can't the scorpions take care of it? They have a king. It's
I
the
don't know,
rock.
actually. I never asked.
There we go. And then we have our piping bag ready to go.
You know how long it's been since I've actually seen a piping bag? I forgot, like, that they exist and how cool they actually are.
Oh, they're very helpful. This one, actually, we're not even using the tip on. We just need something to get this down. It's easier to do it this way, and you'll see why in a minute. It's easier to use a piping bag than to try to spread it. And you will see why in just a moment.
Oh,
It works.
Oh, shit.
Okay. We're going to come back for assembly. Bend over.
Oh, we're filming.
We're back.
Sorry.
You forgot to change shirts.
Upon leaving the brothel,
One that wears the same shirt.
always.
How else can you get caught?
Thank you.
You want to keep the smells.
Oh my God.
Okay, so we're gonna be doing the bread now, yes?
Assembly.
Okay.
We're using a 13 by 10 by 1.5 tin. You can genuinely use any tin for this because all you need is a vessel for your bread, and you want as much of the bread touching the bottom of it as possible. For the bread, we are using a brioche. Now, I found a brioche that was pre-sliced. If you don't get it pre-sliced, you can make nice thick pieces. You don't even need to fill these. In fact, the thickness on that would be an entire inch. I would actually make an inch thick cut on that one.
That sounds pretty good, actually.
Oh, it soaks it in so nicely, and the middle just becomes a custard. It's
Nice.
ridiculous. A lot of these these are optional ingredients. The pure vanilla bean, that's in there a lot for the aromatics of it. That's going to bring out a lot of that vanilla flavor. The pure maple syrup, that just brings in a little bit of that earthy flavor. You can actually get rid of a lot of these ingredients, not the eggs. You must be fat.
Yeah, you can't have French toast with eggs.
You must have the eggs.
Yeah.
And the chicken.
Bread, eggs, minimum.
Minimum. So step one, we're going to take a ladle of our custard and put it into the bottom. Kitty, without getting it all over my bedroom, would you mind throwing oh, I'm terrified of what's about to happen. Here it comes. Okay.
So just from here to here?
Yep, that's it. Did you believe in miracles?
Did I do it?
You did it. Cover the whole bottom, so half more scoop or more. We're just trying to cover the bottom. That's perfect. Okay, so now we got the bottom done. Now, you can leave out your bread overnight, laid out individually on sheets, flipping once overnight. It does help them dry out a bit.
It's definitely how I make my French toast.
And how I would have made it had we had the time, but there's a cheat.
Yeah.
This won't be as perfect. The middle of these loaves are still soft, but what I did was, using the exact same tray, I put it in the oven at the oven's lowest temperature. I put it in as I turned on the oven, let it get to that temperature, then turned off the oven and just left the door closed. It dried out the bread
I
nice.
thought you actually went longer than that. That's actually cool.
Nope, you just get it up to temp and then you leave it.
Okay.
So yeah, the outside feels drier, the inside is still a little bit moist. You're not going to get as much custard as using the true style of leaving it overnight, but honestly, very little difference, especially because of how we're going to fill this. So you take each bread, and because we want this custard, make sure with washed hands, we're going to coat every single piece. And this is why we are piping the filling.
Turn your smell-o-vision on, because this shit smells very good. Like, oh. I really just want to eat the liquid.
You cannot eat the liquid, it's right.
Well, I say otherwise.
My apologies. You should not eat the liquid, it's right.
Okay.
I just told the cat they can't do anything. My life is forfeit.
Pretty peapots, cabana, sachet. How prettily is as prettily do. Does anyone have a high heel?
Hey, you want the other one?
Okay.
We take
the stuffing!
Take your piping bag.
Okay.
And you're just going to, nice and simple, Zan, you might need to get in here. I don't know if you can see it.
I can see it.
Oh, so you just...
We're just going back and forth. Now,
I thought that, this makes more sense. But me, I was like, we're just gonna go like a square and like fill in the little line square. But no, this makes more sense to me.
And the reason I'm leaving those gaps is because it's not a perfect science. It doesn't need to be. You don't need to make the measurements absolutely perfect. That is enough right there, but I still have more. So with more, go back and fill in your gaps.
That's awesome.
Now this way, and this is one of the problems with doing it the other way, you're not tearing the bread. You know, there's a lot of things that can go wrong when you're just trying to get to edges, to corners. You don't need that. This is going to melt. It's sugar and butter. This is also going to absorb into the bread.
Push it down anyways, right? So.
Absolutely. Next layer, same thing.
I really like watching your hands go in that liquid.
Mama like.
There we go. Now we have.
It's so cool, actually. Like.
Now.
Okay.
That gave us a little bit of moisture. That gave us a coating. That made sure everything had it.
Got it.
We're going to put more custard in until it's literally coming up to the top of this.
Okay.
So just start ladling. You will not use all of it. So go ahead and start ladling that in there. Will ID Disgustify.
I help.
You did. Keep that little extra.
You're lucky I remembered.
Now, here we go. This right now is bread that has not fully absorbed everything. So since we did this an entire day early, in about 4 hours when we open this up, all that custard's gonna be gone. And we're gonna put the rest in. So here's how to finish this.
Okay.
You're going to put the custard, basically, you're looking to get it past the breaking point of the bread. The top bread should still be sitting in custard, but you're not covering the whole thing. There's no point to doing that, it just gets on the foil. You do that, and in 4 hours, we're going to open this back up and put the rest of our custard into it. Now, all that is going to absorb, and tomorrow, when we're baking this, there will be a little bit of custard on the bottom. This bread is going to take all that, which turns the bread into the rest of... It's getting rid of the liquid in our custard and making the bread custard. The middle will be soft, pillowy, fluffy. It's going to take all that cream, it's going to bake in the oven, and it's going to expand.
This is one thing that my yolk loves more than anything. I call everything that he makes bread pudding. So that's kind of what we're doing here. But
this is very close to a bread pudding.
The French version.
This is very, very close to a bread pudding.
That's really cool. I was like...
So,
I learned today.
Seal it up. Put it in your fridge for 4 hours. Come back to it. If you did it just right, you shouldn't have to flip anything. I have definitely brought it out before where it sucked up so much liquid. I flipped it, but if you're going to do that 2 hours before you cook it, an hour before you cook it. You don't need to do that overnight. It is absorbing liquid. All right? Well, see you tomorrow morning?
See you tomorrow morning.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Top of the hour, time for the morning news. But of course, there is no news yet. Everyone's still asleep in their comfy, comfy beds.
Good morning, Alkali.
No.
Yeah, no?
We are out of hot water in this house. Coffee?
Coffee.
Coffee.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like a steaming cup full of an addictive drug in the morning.
It is the next morning. This has been in the fridge for 16 hours at this point. Why don't you come in and see what's left? Now, you saw that bowl yesterday. Mm-hmm. You know how much room was in here. There's no way that bowl could fit. Oh. These, because I did not age them, because we couldn't actually get them as stale as we wanted, there is still some liquid in here, and that's not a problem. We're actually going to use that liquid to give it one last, almost like a basting, right before it goes onto the flat top. So I have a flat griddle right now at about 350, let's see where it's at, 972 degrees.
Okay, we wanted pizza, but I didn't know if I should set the oven to 200 or 300, so I split the difference and I set it to 500.
But before that, we need garnishes.
We do need garnishes.
I'm going to leave that to my friend, Mohr. Mohr, why don't you take this?
So I'm going to teach you guys today how to make a rose out of a strawberry and how to make a lotus flower out of a kiwi. We're going to start with this one here. So the key to doing roses is that you want to make 5 cuts on the outside, then we're going to turn it, and we're going to do 4 cuts on the inside, and then you just take out the center one, and that's all you have to do, okay? So first you cut. Always make sure to use a paring knife. It'll make it a lot easier for you to cut.
Mm-hmm.
Takes a
the
little
petals.
Bit of, yep. Mm-hmm. We got to make each petal.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, yeah, the first one has to be 5. All right, you gotta make it a hexagon to start it.
Gotcha.
As you can see, you're starting to slowly see these petals are coming.
Yep. I learned this on the street from a man with a mango.
I did learn this on the street from a man with a mango.
Then you just go with those corners. Then you just go with those corners, huh?
Yep, and then you go in between each petal one.
Yeah.
And then you cut again, but you're only going to do 4 now. So
okay.
Mm-hmm. Push it out. You might cut into the other petals. It's okay. It doesn't really matter. I actually messed that one up. But anyways.
It's all good.
Put it together. And then in the middle, again, this is why you use a paring knife specifically. And you're just going to cut a little circle out of the top of it and just go around.
Oh.
And then
wow.
Voila.
Look at that.
You can have
a flower.
A flower, yeah. Let me actually get it going out. There you go.
Yeah.
There
That's
you go.
pretty.
You got yourself a little rose flower.
That's awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
Now we're going to teach you how to make lotus flower out of a kiwi. Again, the paring knife is really important, especially for the kiwi, because you need to you need to not use a lot of force. You don't want to go all the way through because if you cut through, then it falls apart. So you want to get close to each end and take as very little off as you possibly can all the way through, all right? On both sides. Make sure your knife is very sharp so you don't do this. This is bad, but I'll cover it up in the cut, all right? So
gotcha.
Then you take it, and now we're going to do what I call is the peanut cut. Ooh. So we like Charlie Brown, and you're just going to put triangles. You want to go in a little bit of ways, about halfway. You don't really need to go too far. And you're just going to make triangles all the way through the entire kiwi, okay?
Like Charlie Brown, I get you.
Charlie Brown, you need to kick this before you hit this.
No way.
And it doesn't matter how big or how small they are. They just need to be triangles that match together.
Nice.
So right here. So right here happens. It's just going to be a smaller one, all right?
There you go. Yep.
Which is fine.
Just bring it together.
Then at that point, if you get halfway, you just grab it and you just pull it apart.
Oh.
So you got the start here, right?
That was really cool.
Yeah. Now you want to take the paring knife without going too far. You're going to go in about this far in on the bottom.
Yep.
In between each one. So you're just gonna. There you go, and that's it. On in between each one of the points that you've made.
Oh, nice.
This is vegan.
It is. You are correct. Sorry, when I'm so intent on actually doing it, I forget to talk sometimes.
No, it's okay.
Almost done. There we go. Okay. So now that you've done all that, this is where the paring knife comes in the most. So you want to take. You're gonna have to come a little closer.
I'm watching.
You have to get really close to the side. And now your goal is just to cut right near the end without actually cutting it off at the end of each one of the parts. You're not gonna eat, obviously.
Okay.
You could eat the outside of it. It won't hurt you any. It just doesn't taste or feel very nice in your mouth.
Yeah.
You can eat it though. It won't hurt you. So I'm using the paring knife, like I said, so I can curve as I cut and get as close as I possibly can.
Curve and cut.
To that edge. All right.
Yep.
We're almost done here. This one's cute. It's a little tiny one. I think this will be the last one.
Yep. There you go.
As we do that, okay. And then all you do is you take it and you open them.
Nice.
You put it down, and the next thing you know, you have your kiwi lotus flower.
Nice.
And your strawberry rose that you can just add onto your plates and plate it.
So pretty.
And that's it. That's all we do. So now I'm gonna cut all the rest of it. That's it.
Woo.
Meow. Look at this. We made this.
I don't know how.
Let's get in there. Whoa.
Looks pretty good.
Jumbie, the chocolate icing. Oh.
Carefully move it over to your flat iron. 5 minutes on both sides, and I do recommend covering it to keep that steam and that liquid in there to finish it off. And at the end, you will end up with a thoroughly cooked through 195 degrees on the inside because it's molten goddamn sugar. Creme brulee French toast, Dragget style.
It smells so good. I'm drooling so much.
Let's try it.
Can we? Okay,
We
cool.
can.
I'm really excited to.
Let's see how this worked out.
That looks really good.
The inside is pure custard. There's a little bit of sugar flowing through it.
Oh my god.
Just eat it with your fingers. Oh god.
Wow. I wasn't expecting it to be so, not just good, but it's very moist. It's very enjoyable. I don't know. I want it. It's really hot.
It's very hot. The custard. The bread has turned to custard the whole way through. So on the outsides, you get a caramelization. You get a chewy, almost caramely crust on the outside because that's what the heat did. It really made that nice and chewy, almost like the sugar is part of it, because it is. And the middle is just a custard. It's a bread pudding if you're a fan of bread pudding, which is obviously the theme this weekend if you watch Pepper's part of the video.
1, 2, 3.
Open your throat! Open your throat!
Nice.
Good.
Mohr, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome, Alkali.
That is gorgeous.
I'm glad you enjoyed my garnish. Let's eat just the lotus flowers.
Just
you
the
should
lotus.
be able to just push off the sides.
Oh, I did. It fell right off. And come here.
There you go. And then you can just pop it right in your mouth. Huh?
Mmm.
Oh my God.
See how it goes with the sweet because
That
it's tart?
really, sweet and tart goes together.
That's it.
Mohr,
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Alkali. It was a lot of fun.
Mohr, can you tell them how they can find you?
You can find me at Twitter at Mohr Gears. You can find me on Twitch at Mohr Gears. I stream Sundays through Wednesdays. You can also find me at Pepper Coyote on Twitch on Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. I also stream with Zanny and Alkali on their stuff when we can, along with a lot of other people. So if you're curious, you can also follow me on my patreon.com/moregears.
Well, behind the camera is Zanny. Say goodbye, Zanny.
Bye.
My name is Alkali. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope we've inspired you to cook something a little different. This was fun. We took a recipe that we knew and made it up as we went. It took a few tries, but we got it. Thanks for joining us, everyone, and good night.
Night.